And that takes us to the Salt Zone. You guys know what the Salt Zone is. Everybody in the cast, now's your time. Put it on the list. I see Rain has a thing on the list. Go ahead, Rain. Take it away.
Well, as most of the people on the cast know, I've been a professional in the games industry for almost 10 years now. I'm a community manager, communications director, community media relations. And I'm probably going to get blacklisted for this. Not that it matters. I applied for Frontier many years ago and was denied. Um, I have massive issues with their community team. And I am tired of people giving that community team a ration of excuses for their behavior, for their unprofessionalism, for the way that they speak to the player base, for using quote unquote toxic people as an excuse to then bring the ban hammer down and like when Arthur put that post out about this is what we're going to be doing to ban people because these people are being mean to us. I was sitting there thinking, dude, I'm an openly transgender person on the internet. Like, you have no idea the things that I've dealt with, the death threats and the slurs and stuff. I promise you, it's probably not even that bad. And I still did my job without blaming the rest of the community for the people that were attacking me. And just this sheer lack of professionalism, the disrespect of the community, the using those people that are really angry. And again, I'll say the same thing that, I watched the show last week. I'll say the same thing that was said there. If you are doing any of that stuff, that you're threatening people or you're hurling slurs at people or you're attacking people or whatever, you are a bad person. I'm sorry. Grow up and stop it. I get better in maturity out of my 9-year-old daughter, right? Just
100%.
knock it the hell off, right? That is out of line. However, what they're doing now with their community management, to me, as a CM, with 4 games behind me, is just downright disgusting. It makes CMs look bad. And this is where I want to shout out Disco Lando, right? For the Star
God.
Citizen team, right?
Disco Lando is so good at his job.
Yes. So, Jared Huckabee, right? We love the SC team and they love us. And that's the difference, right? Is we feel loved when we get, all these forum posts and the roadmap roundup and the studio report and letter from the chairman. And then we get, they just posted an hour-long video today of a lighting dev showing how they go about lighting and the editor and stuff like that. And Tony Z's video on Quanta and things like that. They give us so much information, which annoys me as a Star Citizen veteran that there's been so much lies and disinformation and misinformation about Star Citizen when it's been Frontier who's been legitimately lying to their player base and not communicating with you at all. And I hate to monologue about this, but this is the one thing that I really wanted to harp on is, like, as a CM to another CM team, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? This is what we call being community managers and developers in loving our, without them, there's no us. What
Uh,
do you don't get that. Without us making the game, they don't have a game to play, but without them playing and paying for it, there is no job for us. And
Disco.
sorry.
Disco. No, I'm sorry. I hopped in on you, but Disco Lando asks the devs hard questions. He literally, on his own, does what the Frontier Community Manager team is banning people for. Well, actually, no. It's their volunteer mods. It's not even them that's doing it. It's their volunteer mods. Because, like, I agree. I think Art is right with his post. If you threaten one of their employees, like the post, if you go back and reread the post, it says, if you threaten a specific employee or harass a specific employee, that is 100% a thing we will not tolerate and we will ban you. I agree to that. He's right. They should ban those people. However, what we're seeing is Tweaked asking a question in their Twitch chat saying, hey, you guys said you were going to give us details on the issue tracker, details on features, details on specifically on console release, and a actual developer live stream. And we've gotten none of that. And that was supposed to happen at the end of June. Why do we not have that yet? And for that, he gets banned. Now, he did not name a person, so he didn't specifically harass anyone. Again, he did not name a person or make a threat, so he did not specifically threaten anyone. And yet they ban him. I have seen many other people that have been banned who did not make a threat, did not curse, did not harass. They literally were just saying, hey, when are we going to get this feature you promised? That's not a threat against a person. That's not a harass against a person. That is a polite posing of a question of, you promised A, you delivered B, please explain. Now that is not harassment or threatening. That is completely valid questioning by a customer base who have been lied to.
Consistently.
Tweaked, I think you had something you wanted to add to this.
Well, yeah, I'm still banned for anybody that was asking. I popped in on Thursday to check, see if it was banned, and it's just not good. The situation is terrible, and the constant lying, and I don't even know where to begin with this. There's no way this is the way they thought this was going to go, but yet they keep on acting like there's nothing wrong. And then we had this post that came out. We're going to get into the David Braben post, I believe.
We're going to.
Yeah. That's,
you know
that's
what? But
wait.
wait. Actually, this is the Salt Zone. Just for this 1 week, if you're okay with it, Tweak, let's collapse the Salt Zone and the console corner into sort of one area, because I think you have a valid beef on both things. Let's just get it all out now.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Okay. So on the tail end of that David Braben thing, what it came down to was an indefinite delay for Odyssey to the console, which, yes, we read between the lines. A lot of us knew it was going to be delayed again, which will be, by my count, the fourth, maybe fifth time it's been delayed coming to console.
Tweak, I'm sorry. I hate to be that asshole, but let me interrupt for 1 second to say, did we not last week or 2 weeks ago have a thing where when they posted their developer live stream that turned out to be a community manager forum post, and they said something that made us it was completely obvious to us that what they were saying is, consoles are going to be massively delayed. But we're not officially saying that yet, but we're saying that in a way that anyone with any common sense who reads what we're saying is going to know that that's what we're saying. Wink, wink. And then, I shit you not, that same Thursday, Bruce Garrido came on the stream and said, no, consoles are absolutely on schedule to release in the fall. And you said, said to me,
beta even.
Yeah, you said to me, consoles are going to release in the fall, according to what Bruce said. And I said, dude, they've lied to you 15 times in a row. How many times does it take before you catch the hint? And you were like, no, I know, but like, that's what they're saying officially. And then, so what David Braben said, like, let's be honest. David Braben's post only said a couple of things for sure. The first thing it said is, we lied to you last week when we told you we didn't know we were going to delay consoles, because we totally knew we were going to delay consoles, because it was obvious to anyone we're going to delay consoles. And two, there's going to be a patch 6. We're not telling you what's in it. And 3, maybe We will tell you about more features in the future, maybe, question mark. Even though my boy, Honest Arth, told you were going to get features specifically detailed by the end of June, and you didn't get them.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Tweak, I'm going to let you go back to saying what you were saying. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. No, absolutely. Bruce came right out and said, no. Last Thursday, it's on schedule, which I didn't believe him. I knew we were reading between the lines and there was more to the story. But then this post comes out and consoles are delayed indefinitely. And okay, I will say probably the grand scheme of things, what's best for Elite is probably to fix Odyssey, to get it right on PC now. Although I will still contend, in order to get it on console, you're going to have to optimize the living shit out of it, which would help it on PC. So that would help in turn. It's a give and take kind of thing. That being said, so now console players are once again delayed. This will be about a 2-year delay, at least from the time it was supposed to be out before last Christmas. Now we're probably looking at sometime 2022-ish.
So best case scenario, honestly, best case scenario, you get it for end of summer 2022. Realistically, I think you get it somewhere between Christmas 2022 and Q1 2023. I
agree.
Just saying.
I agree. And you want to know what has happened on console since that release?
Everybody got the fuck out.
For real. Since that post came out, everybody has dropped off of the game. On my comms panel on 9 o'clock on a Friday night, I would normally have 25, 30 people playing this game. Right now, there's 2 people on my comms panel. Look at my friends list where I'd probably have 45, 50, 70 people. There's 2 people playing Elite Dangerous right now. That is unheard of. I went to the CG last night or the night before. I can't remember which, but I went to the CG, which normally you go to a CG system and the system chat is hopping. You see PvP happening. You see players going around. It was quiet as a mouse in that system. There is nobody playing on console anymore. Very, very, very few people. I'm assuming it's going to be the same way on PlayStation. I have, in my 4,000 hours, 4+ years on Xbox, I have never seen the community this quiet before, ever. And we're expected to play the same game that we've had for years. And to this point, since I started playing Elite Dangerous, the crate was already in the game. So since I started playing, we got fleet carriers. They took away Galnet. They took away the CGs. They added Galnet. They added the CGs, and they balanced bounty hunting. That's all the new content I've seen added to Elite Dangerous since I've been playing it for a live game.
They haven't added a single ship in well over 2 years. The last 2 ships they added were the Crate Phantom and the Mamba together.
Yep.
And that was well over 2 years ago.
That was long ago, yeah. Absolutely.
Just want to call out 2 things in the chat. Hawks Gaming is saying, ain't got enough patience to wait that long for gameplay. And Stuart GT of the Elite subreddit is saying, drop that last gen and just release on current gen. Job done. And yet, Stuart, I know you've been a little chivalrous-hearted white knight for Frontier on a certain amount of things, and yet they ain't doing it, bro. They ain't doing it.
No, but they maybe should. But we haven't got any new content. We're not going to get any new content for the foreseeable future, a long, long time, and people are bored. People like myself that have done pretty much everything in the game, the vets of the game, are gone. We've all gone to different games. And I don't see them coming back with what Odyssey is. Even if they get it working and they release it to console with what it is now, that's not enough to bring people back. This is a bad situation. It's so bad. I wish FDev, if you're listening, please, for the love of God, do right by console players that are thinking about upgrading to the Series X or debating a PC, and offer a full account transfer to PC, because at the very least, we could get the new features with Odyssey and everything there. This is absolutely insane to expect your your communities on PlayStation and Xbox, and I know it's not as large of a community as what you have on PC, but there's a lot of players there. This was a very loved game, a lot of devoted commanders, and we've just been beat over the head too many times, and we've all started to go to other places, and it's sad to see. The community is gone. It's broken.
Dunkel Aura, the official moderator of the Down to Earth Astronomy chat. In my humble opinion, the grind on foot is way too much. We are elite players. We are used to grind. Like, yeah, but like if elite players are saying it's too much, oof. Yikes. All right, since we're in the salt zone, and I think, does that cover your, because I don't want to hop in on your thing, man. Do you want to, is there anything else you want to add, Tweaked?
No, I think that pretty much covers it until we get to the Braben thing. I think that might as well be included in the salt zone, quite honestly. But I think Katie had something she wanted to say.
All right, let Katie do her thing, and then you come back and do your salt zone thing. Go for it.
Okay, before I begin my inputs, I want to say to Tweak very quickly, I can't understand why there isn't shared accounts between console and PC. Like, why is it if you suddenly start playing on PC, you don't have your commander account from console? That makes no sense to me at all. Like, that should 100% be a thing.
They have it in Final Fantasy 14. They have it in various other games.
I think they have it in No Man's Sky, right?
They do. They do.
Yeah, okay.
100%.
Yeah. So, I personally think that Frontier have there is amazing gameplay in Elite Dangerous. There is unparalleled gameplay in Elite Dangerous. They need to have the confidence in that gameplay to get rid of the grind, get rid of it completely. I'm not even talking about half measure. I'm tired of suggesting things like material trading and half measures where it would reduce the grind, get rid of the grind. Elite Dangerous should be a sandbox, not a grind.
No, I want to point something out real quick, and then I'll let you continue.
Okay.
Katie, when she was just an elite player, okay, yes, you can beat me around halfway, but just give me one black eye, not two. Katie, when she's a Star Citizen player, okay, fuck it, stop this shit already. It's stupid. Okay, go ahead, Katie.
Okay, you are correct. Okay, so I am coming at this from someone who was an AX pilot in Elite Dangerous, having to grind out ammo all the time, let alone, like, to the end, you got the engineering grind, you've got other grinds, you've got the goddamn RNG system to get the fights you want. Frontier, your Thargoid fights, the big Thargoid fights, are unparalleled gameplay. It is unparalleled, amazing gameplay. It's the best gameplay I've ever played. Why do you lock it away behind a random number generator system with the high predictions that makes it almost impossible to get those fights? Open that up. Open it up. Make that accessible. I would be playing, I'm playing Star Citizen non-stop right now. I would be playing Elite Dangerous non-stop. If I could jump on and take on an 8 Thargoid, 10 Thargoid fight straight away, instead of having to go through some crazy goddamn process every time I want to do that, hours long, months long even, to get that Octagoid fight, my number one fight on the AXI leaderboard. That was a month to get that fight set up. A month of jumping between two systems looking for the right combination.
For hours every day.
Open that up. Open up your best gameplay to new. I can't bring new players into the game. So before giving up Elite Dangerous, not giving up, but I have effectively given up Elite Dangerous at the minute. Before that, though, I tried to bring in a few players who I'd known from an armor group that I played with, and the amount of grind they would have had to gone through just to get to the point where they can start learning what we do. It's too much. It's too much. Have confidence in your gameplay. Elite Dangerous should be a sandbox. You should offer up your best gameplay to even the newest players. Get rid of the grind, open that up, and you will have a game that will be played for years.
The hilarious thing is if they, how do I say this? Katie, as a gamer, like you're a 10. You are Scarlett Johansson, like on her prime, the perfect day. You are Christina Hendricks. You are the perfect, just mwah. And if they would have treated you nice, if they would have, offered to pay for dinner and give you a cab ride home and walk you to your door and then leave without trying to push themselves on you, I honestly think you never would have tried Star Citizen.
Oh, I never would have. No. I only tried Star Citizen because I was tired of. So I don't think like the normal Elite Dangerous game player who says things like don't grind, just play the game. Okay, so what you have to understand is that for AX in the AX domain and at the high level, when you're taking on the bigger Thargoid fights, which when you've surpassed the difficulty of the regular fights, these are the fights that you want to do. These are like the prime gameplay. You need to grind. You need synthesis ammo. You need synthesis reloads for Gauss cannons, for heat sinks. And as much as you may think, don't relog, don't make it a faster process. The amount of materials you need to do this means that if you didn't relog, for example, at high-grade emissions, at high-grade signal sources, you would never do it. You'd never do it. It would take too long. It would just take too long.
Katie, what do you know? You're just a grill. It's not like you're the number one AXI ace in the history of fucking time. Oh, wait. Yeah, you are. Sorry, my bad. My mistake. Go ahead, Katie. You talk then.
The other criticism I get with my views on this is that most players, you're playing this super high level. Like no one else, like you can't expect them to bow down to that level of gameplay. And my argument to that is that the biggest challenge with getting to that level in AX is the barriers Frontier put up. If you made those fights accessible immediately upon starting up the game, if you wanted to take on this crazy fight upon starting up the game, you would have so many commanders taking on AX challenges and taking it up and giving it a go, and they would love it because once you start down that road, it is addictive. Honestly, it is the most addictive and the most fun I've had in any game. But the worst enemy of Elite is Frontier because to them the grind is the game, and they need to have confidence that their actual gameplay is enjoyable enough that people will come back for it. They don't need to artificially inflate the game time with grind. The grind is a detraction from the game, not a supporting feature. And I know that with Odyssey needs, I'm sorry, but it needs a complete redesign because Odyssey is 100%. Piers Jackson. Fire Piers Jackson, get rid of him. He doesn't know
Also,
what he's doing.
while we're at it, fire Pierce Morgan from whatever the fuck he's doing. Just on
don't leave him out. He's deserved all hatred.
Yes, he's a jackass.
Where has Pierce Jackson been now that you mentioned his name? We've heard nothing from him since this whole debacle started.
And his LinkedIn
That's true.
LinkedIn no longer shows him as the game director for Elite. It just shows him as a game director at Frontier, which he was already before because he worked for Planet Zoo.
Can I just say on the CM team, I was just saying a thing about firing the CM team. Now, look, the thing is, right, I don't. Other people in this room may disagree with me. People on the chat may disagree with me. I firmly believe that the CM team, they essentially, it's like, okay, so they are having to walk in someone's shoes after someone's taken a dump in them. Basically, it's like they can only reveal and they can only say what they have been told to say, and it's their job, it's their living. They've got to put food on the table. I don't blame the CMs for what's happening. I think that there are upper management and shareholders who are making decisions that are really damaging Elite Dangerous at the minute, and the devs and the CMs, in my opinion at least, I don't think they're to blame for the situation.
Well, I think they could be to blame, but we can't prove it one way or the other.
No,
So,
we
for
can't.
example, last Thursday, when Bruce went on the stream and said, console release is still on schedule for the fall, and maybe you'll get a beta. Okay,
Oh.
we already knew based on the fucking dev diary live stream that turned out to be a community manager forum post that, oh no, anyone who read that with any fucking brain cells knew we weren't we knew that we were going to absolutely get consoles delayed. But then Bruce went on and said, nope, consoles are on time. Now, there's no way to know that from our side. Only Frontier can tell you. If that was Bruce going off book and lying on his own, he should be fired. If you knowingly lie to people on a thing that is provable to be a lie, you have no credibility at your job. If, on the other hand, he was told to say that, that's not at all his fault. That is whoever told him to say that should be fired. Because that wasn't even a believable lie. That was a lie that we all knew was a lie when he said it. So whoever told him, go out there and say that, it's that person's fault, not his at all. And we will never know, honestly, if it was him that fucked up or someone else that fucked up and he was following orders. But regardless of who fucked up, we can all agree that someone definitely fucked up. Because I don't think there was a single person in this chat that last Thursday when Bruce made his statement that consoles are on time and will be coming out in the fall. I don't think there's a single person that believed that, because we already had written proof from Frontier that that was not going to happen.
Yeah, I was unaware of that, and obviously, like you say, when someone's representing a company in that way and comes out with something that is clearly false, yeah, there are lines that are crossed there. But in terms of the grind and late, I just think that, I mean, if there's one thing, if anyone from FDev is listening to this, my message would be this: have confidence that your gameplay is good enough. You don't need to inflate what you have with this grind. It makes it really difficult to bring new people into the game. I mean, referral joins, like new players coming in from a referral from a veteran player, should be the strongest introduction to the game. It should be that because I'm telling my friends to come and play the game and I'll play with you. That should be the strongest introduction to the game. But I can't do that, because in order to join in with what we're doing, I then have to then tell my friends, no, you've got to commit 30, 40 hours of just really horrible, not fun grind to get to the point where you can start to join in with this. And then you have to learn how to fight Dargoids on top of that. Or do PvP if that's your thing. It's the same thing with PvP. You need a fully engineered ship to do PvP. The engineering system, the material system, whoever came up with the idea, fire them straight away. Like, just get rid of them, because they have sent your ship on a course that's gone straight over a waterfall at this point.
One last thing I want to ask you, Katie, before we go on to RAYNE, who's been patiently waiting.
Yeah.
If Frontier were to do the No Man's Sky method of just always choosing fun and said, fuck it, we're going to get rid of the grind and just let you do the thing that you want to do, would you have even ever tried Star Citizen?
No. If there was like some sort of sandbox mode where I could just pick whatever Thargoids I want to fight and whatever ship, whatever loadout I want to use, and with friends as well, I would never play any other game. I'm not going to lie. I would have, like, I only started playing Star Citizen out of just being tired of the grind of having to, if I want to take on a fight, I have to go and grind the ammo, go grind all the other stuff, then just keep jumping between two systems, hoping that the RNG eventually gives me the combination that I want to fight. If you made that easy, Frontier, not only would I come back to a league, I would never stop playing, and I would bring people in to play with me.
But they screwed up, and now you've seen how good Star Citizen is, and I don't think you're going back for anything. But all right, RAYNE is up, and then is Tweaked, and then Roy. Go ahead, RAYNE.
I think I want to kind of also back up Katie, because her and I have talked about this. I'm not like y'all. I've only got 494 hours in Elite. I tell everybody 500 because who cares for, the 494 to 500? And I had finally gotten my cutter. I had dreamed of that ship the whole near 500 hours. And then I went to price the modules, and I just, was defeated instantly. And I started to realize these Death of a Thousand Cuts, I enjoy the combat, it's great. I enjoy driving SRVs. I love deep core mining, the explosions, the audio, the visuals, all fantastic. But what have I actually been doing, and what difference am I making in the galaxy? None whatsoever. And what hurt it for me the most was when I went on my first exploration expedition, and it was jump, honk, jump, honk, jump, honk. There's nothing in the system of value. I'm not seeing anything beautiful. If all these star systems are the same, what's the point in having them? That's why, that old adage of, wide as an ocean, deep as a puddle, does matter, because the Stanton star system in Star Citizen is a puddle that's 6 feet deep. You're going to walk into that little hole and drop.
Oh.
Where, and it's like Katie was saying too, I've never, me personally, I've never seen their CM team promote a lot of other areas of the game. It's happened, obviously, but I've not seen it. Promoting Thargoid fights and stuff, and seeing all this other great gameplay and content that if you're not watching Katie or anybody doing AX, you don't know it exists.
I've been in Stettin enough to know that it's 600 feet deep.
That's true, yeah.
Tweaked, you're up.
Yeah, Katie touched on it earlier too. It's not just the AX stuff; it's the PvP stuff too. And in order, I would even argue, in order to get into the AX, you don't just need to grind to synthesize your ammo while you're holding the instance down. You really need to have a fighting chance. You need a fully engineered ship. You need a solidly built engineered ship. And the same, if you want to compete in PvP, you better have that ship every module grade 5, because you can bet your bottom dollar your opponent does. And without it, you don't have a shot. And before the Odyssey mess, the grind is the number one thing that scared players away. They would come in, they would see the engineering grind, and you'd never see them again. It's just too much. And now in Odyssey, I saw a number earlier that said, with the amount of hours it takes to totally open up all the engineers in Odyssey, if you played for 2 to 3 hours a week, it would take you to 2031 to get it done. That's insane. That's
Tweak. The good news is you've got a computer coming in 3 weeks, and there's no engineering in Star Citizen.
Yeah. And to the grind point, just as an example, the Elite plus rankings. What do you get for getting those pluses? You get nothing, no advantages in game. Somebody said, oh, hey, if we give them another rank, they can do combat for another 1,000 hours because they'll want that rank. And that's gameplay. That is not gameplay. That's not at all gameplay. The game is fun. The game is a wonderful sandbox with a lot of fun things to do. The grind, I don't mind some grind, but a lot of grind like that, it's just crazy.